Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'm going to be going over a couple of different products that I have not tried out and then also comparing a product. And of course you can tell by the title that we are going to be digging into the BH Cosmetics Carli Bybel Deluxe Edition palette. I created this look with it, which you will be seeing in the later part of this video. So you have 15 of the eyeshadows right here, and then you have 6 of the highlighter shades, and these eyeshadows range from mattes to metallics to duochrome, and it is a very pretty palette. The color that kind of jumped out to me the most the first time I saw it was this one right here, and I do have that one on my lips today, which the lighting might not be doing it much justice at all. I also am obsessed with this one, and both of them are very like duochrome. They have like the iridescent look to them, which gorgeous. The highlight on there is this one right here, which is beyond beautiful. It has that very duochrome iridescent look as well. It has very similar shades to the first one, which I do have the first one as well. So we are kind of going to quickly compare the two and see how much of a similarity these two do have. But I almost didn't get it, and then I was like, you know what, I love the first one that she came out with, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the second one. Basically the packaging is very similar, cardboard packaging, and the front of the palettes are very similar as well. Her first one has more of like this a stripe type design on the inside versus this one, where this one has more of like the marbling effect to it. Here is a quick side by side of both, and as you can see you have more product, more content in this palette. The highlighting shades, there is a couple that I feel like are very similar, like these two on the outer corner is very similar to these two on that outer corner. And I can go ahead and show you guys those. These first two right here actually might be very comparable to these two, but these have more of a pop to them. They're a little bit more vibrant than the first two. The eyeshadow palette itself has very similar shades. She has more so, I want to say, cool tones in this one, but she does kind of work with the warmer tones in this one, which I absolutely loved. The warm tones in this one, I used them on my eyes, and you can see a lot of like the plum shades in both. So you could tell like her taste in shadows are very similar between the two palettes. They haven't changed much, but she does add a few more pops of color, a few more pinks, the duochrome shades in there, and it is definitely worth the palette. The product is very pigmented. The shadows are stunning. They did an amazing job. I just wanted to show you guys what you're getting, and if you were interested in getting one or the other, and if you're not like a freak like me who kind of gets a little carried away and collects everything, but if you had to choose between one or the other, I would definitely go with the deluxe edition one, because you are getting pretty much almost the same thing but better and more. I'm not saying that this one isn't gorgeous, I just feel like I can work with this one much more because of the warmer tones. And I love that she did incorporate very similar colors into her second palette, but if you already have the first one, then I don't know, it's really up to you on if you decide to get it or not, but I do want to mention it is worth it. The pricing difference between the two though. This one, the first one that she came out with was $14.99, and then this one retailed about $22.99 at Ulta. So about like $23, which isn't bad for a palette with eyeshadows and highlighters mixed into one. I'm going to go ahead and quickly swatch this palette for you guys just so you guys can see how they look. And I'm just going to go in rows just to make it a little bit easier. Oh my god, this is going to be so weird. Okay. Here is the first row, and as you can see, I am not a pro at swatching. Colors are absolutely gorgeous. I did not know this color was going to come out looking like this. This one on the end I'm going to have to play with because now I'm obsessed with that shade. A little bit better on the swatch placement, but here is the second row, and this row is absolutely gorgeous. It has a lot of like the cooler tones and the pinks, the rose golds, and I love that. Here is the third row of shadows. This one is gorgeous. I love the way this one's swatched as well. It kind of has like an iridescent quality to it, and yes, so pretty. I'm gonna have to play with this bronzy one too. As far as all 6 of these shades right here, I'm just gonna swatch all together just so you guys can see what they look like side by side. Oh my gosh, look at that one. Holy crap. Blinding. That is blinding, yes. Gorgeous highlighting shades. The highlighting shades are absolutely stunning. They're probably my favorite part of this whole palette, and the few duochromes that she has too. But holy crap, did you guys see how this just came through? I love that there's obviously a highlight for every single skin tone. Like literally, you can go from like a fair skin tone to like a deep skin tone. Wow, I'm blown away. I love the palette. I love the colors. This is something that I'm going to be dipping into again and again, and I feel like this is an all-around amazing palette. She did really good on this palette. So I'm so happy I jumped the gun and bought it, because I was not going to buy it. Like, didn't really think about buying it until I saw the palette with my own 2 eyes and got to swatch a couple of the shadows at the store, and then I was like, you know what, let me see what this palette is about, and I'm happy, super happy that I got this. And with all that being said, and with the swatches being done, I personally love the palette. It blend out very nicely on my eyes, and the color packed on really good. I didn't have any problems with it getting like super dusty or like any of it falling out onto the rest of my face. I packed it on pretty good, and I blend out shadows too. I guess that's all I gotta say about this palette. It's definitely going to be a go-to, and I can't wait to dip into it and play with it even more now. Let me just stop rambling. Let's just get right into the makeup tutorial. As you guys can already see, I have some baking going on. Pretty much completed my whole face. Did one eye for you guys just so I can show you how to create this look, and it's a lot quicker, easier, and yeah, if you guys want to take a closer look, there it is. This is the look that we are going to be creating. It's obviously not done because I haven't put on any of my mascara or my lashes or anything, which I wanted to hold off on the mascara because I kind of wanted to try out this new mascara right here. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. I haven't tried it yet because I wanted to film a video with it. I just didn't know what I was going to film. I didn't want to do like a whole review on it alone by itself because it's not completely brand new, so I figured since I'm creating this eye look, let me just get in and figure out how that mascara is. This color right here is what I have on my lids, and that is the color that literally spoke to me. That told me, you gotta get me because it's popping. So of course I had to use that shade today since I am breaking in the palette. So I'm gonna start off with this Morphe M502 brush, and I'm gonna dip into this shade right here. I'm gonna apply that in the transition. I've definitely noticed that this eye look has been all over the place. Like, I've been seeing it all over Instagram, and I have been kind of interested in creating it, recreating it, because I love the way it looks. It looks very clean with the cut crease, and then it just goes into this like blending type deal where there's like no harsh lines and whatnot. So I'm kind of digging that. And as I'm going in, oh wait, let me zoom you guys in. What is good? Y'all probably like can't see that, can't see what you're doing right now. I am not being careful at all. I'm just kind of getting that transition color all over the place. I'm kind of bringing it up higher into the brow bone just because we're gonna do that cut crease, so we're gonna need it to be a little bit higher just so you can see the color. Then going in with this Makeup Geek brush, this is the Stiff Dome brush. I'm gonna hit up this shade right here, and I'm gonna put that in the crease. And when I was using this shade on this eye, I was just like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Like, it has like more of like a caramel, pinkish, brownish, like warm tone shade. It's like very hard to like describe this matte shade. You can see that it has a little bit of like a pinky undertone to it with the warm brown tone mixed in with it, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But I'm just kind of like placing that around that whole area, kind of bringing it high up into the brow bone as well. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Sonia Kashuk brush. It's a little bit more dense, so this will be good to kind of deepen up the crease. Oh my gosh, I almost dropped this palette. And I'm gonna go in with this darkest shade right here. We're just going to blend that in the crease and like deepen that area up. And like the rest of the shadows, I'm just gonna kind of bring it up just a little bit. But when you are bringing it up, just make sure that you're blending upwards as well, because you don't want that line to be super harsh, and if it is, it's gonna be super noticeable too. I am doing it this way because, as you can see, I have very little lid space, so I want to create more lid space. And on top of that, there's more room on one eye with the lid space versus the other. Like this one, I barely have much lid space versus this one, so I just gotta kind of even it out and make it work. So when I create a cut crease, it's not gonna be even, it's gonna be even out with this eye, because this one has more lid space, so I have to kind of even it out and make the cut crease a little bit bigger on this side. So if you ever are struggling with like doing a cut crease because your eyelid space is not even, always go with the biggest eye, because you have to make a bigger cut crease, and then you're able to follow that with the smaller eyelid space. Definitely had to play with it, doing cut creases along the way and seeing what works for me, and I finally found a way to do that. Go back in with the Makeup Geek Dome brush and that middle shade. I'm gonna go in on the outer part of my lid and just blend that outer part out. Then I'm gonna go back in with the Sonia Kashuk brush, dip into that dark shadow right there, and then start putting that on the most outer part of the eyelid. So you're just gonna have pretty much kind of like an ombre effect. I'm gonna go back in with that Makeup Geek brush and that middle super pretty shade, kind of blend it in the upper brow area just so there's no super harsh lines. Since we basically have the base of the eye look pretty much down pat, let's start with cutting the crease. I'm going in with some Shape Tape that I have on the back of my hand, and this is a Makeup Revolution Pro brush. I actually got this in the Shade and Light eyeshadow palette. It has a super flat stiff end on one side, and then it has like this blending brush type dealio on the other side. The brush is actually really good. But what I'm doing is, since I've gotten this eye already done, I'm just going to follow the shape of that eye. So I'm just going to pack it on, start carving out. I'm starting on the inner part of the eye. We're going like halfway and just like cutting that out. We're not going to touch this outer part whatsoever. I just kind of like to cut it and like kind of bring it out just a little bit longer, just so when we blend it all out, it blends out like not all like in half, but it just like blends out kind of ombre like this eye. I'm trying to just pretty much even it up as much as possible. I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay Naked 2 brush, and this is more of like the flat shade brush just to pack that color on. I'm going to go in with this gorgeous color right here. I'm going to start where the cut crease is, just so we can get that harsh line started, and slowly pack that on. Back in with the Stiff Dome brush, we're going to dip right into that really pretty brown pinky shade and start blending. When we start blending, we're going to blend right in where the middle of that cut crease shadow is, just so it softly blends with the rest of the eye look. You don't have any harshness. Then going back in with this Sonia Kashuk brush and this dark shadow right here. Start repacking the outer part of the lid. And it's gonna look something like that. Going in with another shadow brush. This one is not as dense, but we're gonna hit up this shade right here, and I'm gonna use that on the higher part of my brow bone just to kind of highlight. Then whatever's left on the brush, I kind of like to brush right above my brow. Whatever's left on the sponge from baking, I just kind of go in there and clean that all right up. And then I'm going to go in with this Anastasia brush that I got in the Modern Renaissance palette. Dip into that really gorgeous brown again. Put that on the lower lash line. Blend that all out. I'm going with my ring finger, dip into this iridescent shade right here. Put that on the inner corner of my eye for just a little pop. And there you have it. There is the eye look so far. I'm just gonna quickly clean up the baking. I do have a little bit of highlight on my nose, but I'm gonna go over that with one of these highlights. And I had a few highlighting shades in it, so I'm gonna go in with this for my nose. Oh yeah, kind of brought that highlight back to life. Try out this mascara. I'm like super excited to try it because I've heard that it's very comparable to almost like the Better Than Sex mascara. It's very similar and does almost look like the packaging. It just says 91% saw and test volumized lashes, 98% lengthening effect, and 87% saw more beautiful lashes. The brush looks very comparable to the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. So we'll see how it applies. I'm gonna just curl my lashes real quick. I'm liking it. I'm just going back and forth, and like the more that it sets the first layer, it builds volume when I add the next layer. I do like how the brush separates my lashes. I can see where it definitely adds the volume, it definitely adds the length. It doesn't keep the curl, which I really wasn't expecting it to. It's definitely a really good drugstore mascara. I'm really digging it. I'm gonna play with this a little bit more just to see how I full on like it. I'm just gonna quickly throw on some lashes, and I'm gonna show you guys which highlights I do choose from the palette. So I am back with some lashes and some lip. Got a matte liquid lip going on, of course, my go-to. If you are wondering which one this one is, it is the Loreal Pro Liquid Lipstick, and it is in Plum Brown. Now we're just gonna dip in to the highlights. I feel like I really want to try this one right here so bad, and then I want to try, I think, that one right there. So I'm just gonna mix these two together, but first I'm gonna put this one on because I need to see what this looks like by itself. It's so pretty. It has like an iridescent pinky purple to it. Just gonna apply that on the higher part. Oh my god, oh my god, yes. I might just leave this. Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, I just got like sidetracked. Yes. Okay, so I think I might just leave this one on and not put the other one over it. Here's like my side that doesn't have anything on it, and then you have this side. How pretty is that? It does have that iridescent quality to it, and I love that. So obsessed. Oh, and then the brush I'm using is the Luxie Precision Foundation brush. I got this one in my Ipsy, and I featured it in my favorites video. If you have not checked it out, go check it out. It's the products that I've been favoriting as of lately, and there's a lot of good products in there. I think I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, and I'm gonna use that for the inner corner. and apply some more inner corner magic because you can never have enough of that. Oh yeah, that's so pretty. I'm just using the Makeup Revolution Pro Fix Illuminating Fixing Spray just to seal the deal. Oh, I love the way setting spray feels on my face after I've done a full face. It just feels so good. Here's the final look, guys. What do you guys think? I love that highlight. It looks so good. So that is everything for this video. Like this video if you found it helpful, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it. I'll also list my Twitter, my Facebook page, my Instagram, my Snapchat, and my vlogging channel all around this area, so definitely go check that out as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.